That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast, That's What I Said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's a mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said, available on your favorite podcast platform.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filters. This broadcast starts now.
What up, though? It's Thursday. You already know what time it is, right? Y'all know what time it is. Don't act up now. Y'all know what time it is. What's good, babe?
What's good, what's good, what's good? Thanks for tapping in and tuning in for another fantastic Thursday episode of That's What I Said. We live and ready to go.
Oh, yeah. We always ready to go.
I'm ready.
No,
you ready?
We always ready. We always ready. It's time to go. So tonight, I know people have been like, what is he on with the topics, and like, can we get you to just like go back?
I was just about to say go back to how it used to be.
And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I would love to go back to the way it used to be, but there's a problem. That was back in the day when I was like
fresh in.
Like fresh in, and I had these topics, and I was talking about them, and people were like, "Yo, he going in."
But a lot of people didn't truly grasp, I think, what you was really talking about.
They was just getting to know me. They was just getting to know my feeling, I mean, and I think a lot of it has to deal with, you got to get comfortable with the person that you like to listen to, and like this, hear that person's point of view. You got to, get used to that person. And it took me some time to kind of understood that, and being a podcast host.
Yeah.
From doing Facebook Lives, I was doing Facebook Lives for like 3 years until, I decided to do podcasting. And then I said, hey, I need to tie the two together, because pretty much the same thing I was talking about on Facebook is the same stuff I'm talking about on my podcast. I think now it's more appealing because, you know, you grow through things and you want to share that growth.
I was just gonna say it evolved and you evolved.
Yeah, you want to share the growth, and a lot of people, you know, and a lot of people don't want to share the growth. So that's what I said is, and that's what we gonna be on tonight. The topic, the topic itself is, what can I say about the topic? How do you? Maybe I should ask you, how do you feel about the topic?
I found it interesting because it almost connects to the last two podcasts that we've done.
Absolutely.
Where, you know, it's just been, we've been talking about the different connections and, you know, just where you're at in your own life and with those around you and how they support you or don't. And what you're doing to grow your own self.
Right. And I think for me, it wasn't just that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so understanding the connections you have to have with your audience. I think it's paramount. And the reason why I think it's paramount is because we spend more time, I think, wondering how we could be successful or how we could do these things or whatever. And there's always, you know, different obstacles in the way.
Yeah.
But that was me in my journey from going from quiet me to going on radio for 4 hours a day to
those were some insane times.
Also doing, at the time I was doing a podcast. I guess you could say it was a podcast because I was just doing Facebook Lives.
Right.
And doing it for like an hour and a half. And
yeah, you literally were on air all day.
Yeah, pretty much. Like all day. I was 4 hours in the morning time, and then I came in the evening time and did a Facebook Live, and everybody's like, damn, dude.
Right. And those went anywhere from an hour to 2 hours.
Right.
Tops or more.
Yeah.
Depending upon how deep you were going with what you were talking about.
And I think I'm saying all that to say this. Sometimes you have to grow through a lot to continue to create what you want to create, but at the same time, still humbling yourself and realizing where you came from.
Yeah.
Because you have reference material. You have material where my following was way larger than what it is currently right now. And a lot of it is because of Facebook algorithm. But I hear people all the time in my DM saying, man, I listen to the podcast, blah, blah, blah. And I appreciate it. But it's the evolution of dealing with social media and its algorithms.
Yeah.
And what I learned is I have to understand what the secret sauce is when you connect with people or when you have these connections.
Mm-hmm.
So the topic, the secrets to meaningful connections and bond building. To me, this was like not even just a personal topic for me, but it lined up with the conversations we've been having for the last couple of podcasts about relationships and how to have better connections and a better bond and understanding what communication is and what it's not. And then, you know, adding all these elements to kind of the finale of those three relationship topics. Because I haven't really talked about relationships for quite a while.
Yeah, it's been a few months.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted
I think
to.
the last time we spoke on relationship stuff was when we did the interview with Vegas and Blink.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. And if y'all didn't listen to that episode, make sure y'all check it out.
Go hit the replay on that one. It was fire.
I wanted to talk about something that I think as people, we need to have better relationships, not just with ourselves, because I've been talking about the self a lot, but how to nurture the relationships of the connections and the building blocks of meaningful bonds that you need to have with people. How are we navigating through that? Or how are we doing that? Are we even doing that? Is that even a thing? People don't even really pay attention to if it's a thing or not, because like people say, people be peopling, thing be thinging. Thing be thinging. Okay.
And a lot of times some of the people that you're connected with, there's in most aspects, most of the people are just acquaintances. They're not true bonded, built connections or friendships. You know, those have to be built over time. And a lot of people we're just acquaintances with, you know, versus having a strong bond or a strong connection with.
I mean, you are absolutely correct. But I mean, I think this is the problem. This is the whole problem in my eyes. I think we try to create these, I guess, organic relationships with people, and we're not focused on the small details. It's like if we can have a better understanding of just those little things, we would be so much more aware of the people around us and what they're there for. We don't pay attention to that. It's just like you vibe with somebody and y'all having great conversations and you're like, oh, he's got great energy or she's got great energy. And then here comes the bullshit.
Bum, 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 bum.
And you're like,
you're like, yo, what the hell just happened?
It's like, blow all this shit up. I'm done. Like, why?
Yeah.
And I hate to bring comedy into it. It's natural for me to do that, but it's the truth.
It is.
We pay so much attention to the things that we want to have great vibes with around us, but we're not paying attention to the obvious shit.
Yeah, it's almost like you have the wool pulled over your eyes or the rose-colored glasses.
It's not. It's that.
Because like you said, you're not seeing the things that are obvious right there, or you might be seeing them, but you're not paying attention to them.
Right. So as we continue to break down this topic, we haven't even begun to start talking about it.
I know.
So let me finish my monologue or whatever you want to. Yeah, I guess you can say it's a monologue. Okay, so today we have, I think this is going to be something interesting for people to listen to. And the reason why I say that is because it's not your typical conversation that you would hear. I mean, you might hear it in a podcast. I mean, you might hear it, but I doubt it.
I was just going to say
I doubt
highly unlikely.
You might see it on social media meant differently. People will say, how can we have better relationships? And automatically, people go from an aspect of pain and emotions and things that they can't control, or they can control. They just control when they have to be emotional or want to be emotional or that transparent or not. It's just like, how much attention do you want to bring to yourself is the real question. Instead of it just being an organic conversation, people want to pick and choose what they talk about, and they'll use the most dramatic one that's in their arsenal because they get the most oohs and ahs from it. But
you are so right, though.
But my question is, have you healed?
Damn.
So this conversation is gonna peel that onion back some more, to the point y'all got it already feathered out. It can be, all you got to do is put some egg wash on it and maybe some breadcrumbs, and you can throw it in a deep fryer and have a booming onion. That's a bar right there, but that's how far back you're going to peel this layer. So with that being said, we starting off early with the one area I try to steer away from, but we got to go down. But before we go down, do you have a quote or anything in your arsenal that you want to share? Because I like the consistency of the quotes, and we have to be able to open that door and be versatile on this podcast because we can.
Absolutely. I actually have 2 quotes.
See, she do her homework, yo. I'm just saying. I mean, she just ain't on here because I'm the host and she's my wife. No, she knows. She said this is my responsibility, so I just need to know what the topic is so I can get time to figure it out and connect with the right quote.
Yep, absolutely.
And that's all it is. So go ahead, babe.
So our first quote this evening is from Unknown, and it says,
all that time to research and you get a quote from unknown person.
Hey, now.
Okay, it must have reached out to you then.
It did. Anyone that encourages intellectual, emotional, artistic, or spiritual growth is worth keeping. Don't let them go.
Okay.
And quote number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it is a friendship or a relationship, all bonds are built on trust, because without it, you have nothing.
Well, I mean, the dramatics in your voice when you read the quotes is like, we need to stop that. We need you to go through straight with the quote.
Come on, you gotta.
You can speak on it. I mean, I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like it.
Because sometimes when you're reading something, and whether there's a punctuation or not, I think you have to really expound on it somehow, and so that it actually captures or catches the attention.
Well, this is my thing. When I read a quote, I actually try to read it from the point of view of the creator. What were they thinking in that moment when they created that quote? Because how you say that quote, it should be in that same energy of how it was created. Not how you're taking it. Because that was the intention of the person to say the quote, or even it might have been just a quote that that person said. But in that moment, how was that person, what was they thinking? And a lot of people don't really know those answers. And the reason why I say that is because the perception that you get from the quote
is different
from
everybody
else.
else.
It's going to always be different. It's always going to be different. And the reason why, this is just my opinion. My opinion alone. People are not satisfied until nobody says no. That's just some people that are around us. And we're there as, support, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like when peace.
Peace to everybody tapping in and tuning in and listening to us. We appreciate the love and support.
No doubt. Appreciate that. But to me, it's hard when you foster these relationships, and it's not just, the romantic love relationships. It's just friendships. It could be, friendships you have with so many different people.
Right.
I don't understand why people are not so, I wouldn't say like me, because that's kind of arrogant or living in my ego.
I was just gonna say,
I would
that
say,
was egotistical.
Right. So facts. It's like
simmer down over
it's
there.
like, calm down, Captain Asshole. So I realized that the way I can see people and receive them, it's not the same way everybody else does.
Oh, absolutely.
And I will call somebody out on their shit, even when I first meet them, just as a confirmation to let them know I see you. And I might see several things, but I'm going to pick the one that's not going to get this person guarding their shit.
Ready to swing.
Right. So it's like, I already got this ain't shit energy from you because I ain't known you 2 hours and the first thing you asking me for is $20. Do I need, let me, I gotta play my, where's the producer? Shots fired! See? Shots fired! Producers like to start shit. I need to. Me and him need to talk. Let me go into this rabbit hole like we said we was going to, because.
Oh, you said you was going.
Yeah,
into
I
rabbit
did.
hole.
I didn't. I can't say we.
You said you.
I am going to end up going in this rabbit hole, and it was going to go earlier, but we're going to do it right now. And the reason why I say we're going in the rabbit hole is for two reasons. This is a conversation that a lot of people are not having.
True. Very true.
The second reason is this is a conversation that a lot of people are not having.
Because it needs to be broadened and brought forth.
People are passing judgment. People are passing judgment on people when they claim they don't judge anybody, but they judge somebody right then and there because that's just their boundary. That's just, how they protect themselves, whatever the case may be.
And judging somebody is almost, in today's day and age, it's almost a natural instinct immediately.
Well, it is.
I caught this lady today. No shit. I was walking out of work. I caught this lady today looking at my shoe. And I was like, because, my hip, I limp.
Right.
So, but she's looking down at my shoe, and I'm like, for real?
She think you might be missing a hip.
You're not looking at my face, but you looking at my shoe. All right.
No, she looking. No,
Go
you was
on about your business, lady. I'm all
okay. You judgy already, because right off the rip, I would have said, okay, she must have think one of the heels then came off of one of my shoes. That's why she's looking at my shoes.
I don't know why she was.
Some people don't. I mean, it's some people judge before they observe. There's a difference between observing. If I notice you have a limp and you got both your heels on, okay, you got a problem with your knee or your hip or something. Okay, all right, keep it moving. I don't know you. What am I gonna say? You need a cane, bitch? You need a life alert bracelet? Are you good? Where are you walking to, ma'am? Can I help you? What the fuck? No, we are just nosy to judge.
Alert.
We are so nosy to judge people. It's ridiculous,
man.
I mean, peace, y'all. What's good, Angela? I'm just saying.
It's a reality, though. I mean, shit.
I feel for the no. See, now you got me on a tangent. I told you. Did I play the rabbit hole music?
You haven't even played the music.
I'm playing it. All right. So
gone down the hole now.
Shut up now. I don't need this from you.
Okay.
Okay. So you made me lose my train of thought. I'm mad at you right now.
Cedric, how in the hell?
What was I just saying?
You was talking about going down the rabbit hole because this is a topic of conversation.
Okay, no. Before
that's not
that.
being had.
Before that.
Before the judgy pants?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Whatever. You don't even be listening to what I'm saying. See,
I do be
I
listening,
said that,
but I get caught up.
I said that to set you up.
See?
For this right here. You have to nurture your connections and build meaningful bonds, even with the person you love. My wife does not listen for comprehension. She listens for effective communication based off of what she hears and not what was completely said. Now,
man, why he putting me on blast, y'all?
Hey,
I'm just saying.
This is how you nurture.
What
this is
the
how.
Hell?
You know what? This is how you nurture connections.
You wrong for this shit.
But are you disagreeing with me? This is not how you nurture connections.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Because isn't this the same conversation we would have on the side porch? Exactly how I'm saying it right now?
About 95%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Continue. So I need to play that. Producer, go ahead and play the asshole button, please. I agree with you. He put you on blast.
He did, didn't he? Like all out there, no holds barred. Just went for my jugular.
Y'all know my podcast is completely transparent, and I would not be putting my wife on blast if it wasn't a healing moment, and I think a connecting moment that you need to have with your loved one. Because this is not something that makes me mad. This is just something I accept with her, because she actually hears me. She just takes the meat and spits out the bone. She don't need to hear my whole rant about what the fuck I'm talking about. She got the gist. She got the main idea. Remember that shit they try to teach you in grade school?
I was just about to say, and that's all I ever got.
The main idea?
The main idea.
I would just listen for the main idea. Everything else, what color was the dog? I don't know.
That shit was all fluff.
So she knows I can fluff some shit up, but she listens to my fluff now because my fluff usually has gotten straight to the point now. It's not all over the place. Whereas before it was all over the place. How can you communicate with somebody effectively if you're all over the place? So if you can understand someone based on how they communicate with you, how are you not nurturing the connection of the person you're with? You've built a bond with this person, and now this person knows this is how you communicate with them, and they're okay with that. They're not trying to change you. See, the problem is the communication that we have on this planet right now is technologically sound. Social media and the cell phone is the way we communicate.
Oh my God.
Parents parent through the cell phone.
Ain't that the truth? You could be in the same house and the mom or in the same room.
I'm not yelling for my kids. I will grab my phone, get your ass down here and wash these dishes, son.
Right. That's exactly what's happening in
These mamas nowadays are not yelling.
Ooh.
They are not yelling. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not telling nobody how to parent your kids, but your kids need to hear your voice. They don't need to see and assume an emotional response is based off of what you text them.
Right.
I'm not gonna text my kids. Didn't I tell you to cut the grass? Wi-Fi is off in 5, send 4, send 3, send 2, send 1, send.
Beep-doop.
Beep-doop. Where's the...
And there it went.
I already know I'm gonna be on CNN.
Well,
I'm gonna yell at mom.
right. But I mean, the reality is, unfortunately, that technology truly has taken over the normal bond or what have you that we had as kids growing up with our parents.
Well, I agree with you.
And our friends.
300%. I'm going to add this to what you said. A lot of the problem, and I love reports that say, I'm a yelling mom. Sometimes your voice has to project so your kids know that the fear of God is in that woman. Right. Or the fear of God is in that man.
Yeah.
He has never, or she has never put hands on me. It's
right.
just when she says, clean your mother
room.
If you don't clean your room, something that Kevin Hart said resonates with me. You know when a man gets upset and he don't move his mouth no more or his jaw, and he's like, girl, I swear to God.
And the teeth are clenched.
Man.
Jeez.
It is something with I can remember with my dad. He would tell me and my brother to go do something, and me and my brother be in the middle of playing, and for whatever reason, this is how ADHD works. You registered that you heard what he said, and you're going to do what he said. But your brain operates on completing the task. So if He-Man is getting ready to beat the shit out of Skeletor.
Oh, yeah.
He-Man is going to beat the shit out of Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter texts me in our own house. Sis,
Damn.
I'm telling you. Oh, my God. I get texts from my wife.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. But we have a decent sized house, and yelling in this house is still not going to register with a lot of people. Just because the walls are thick. So my wife will text me. Hey, I'm on the side porch.
Yeah, especially if I'm downstairs working.
Hey, do you want to eat? I'm making a sandwich. You know, she don't want to have to climb all the way up the stairs.
Yeah, I got a bum hip, man.
Yeah, to come get me.
Yeah.
Or say, hey, I'm about to make a sandwich. Do you want one? Yeah. And then come back down the stairs. No. No.
I'm texting your ass.
Facts. She gonna text me. And like, no shit. If I hear somebody at the front door, I'm looking at my phone and she looking at her phone. I don't know who that is. That don't mean you get up and ask. I swear, some white people need to be slapped in the head.
Oh my goodness.
Why do y'all got to investigate every damn noise that goes on and go put your face in it? Like, what is it? We don't give a fuck.
Look,
there's a reason. No, stop. There's a reason. There's a camera outside there for a reason. Mm-hmm. By default, I go into silent mode. Black people are trained with this at a very young age. And this is not a hit on any religious faction. We learned this shit on Saturdays when we was at home and our parents had to go to work or whatever. And they tell us, don't open the door for nobody.
Yeah.
And what you do, you go all the way in the one other room and look out the curtain to see who knocking on the door, and then run all the way back in the living room to go in the door. They know you there. They can hear your footsteps. Mm-hmm. You running. You ain't walking. You think you know, Hawaii 5-0. You think you creeping in the darkness. You think you a SEAL. You think you SEAL Team 6. You just creeping.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You done ran that wood all through that house. Mm-hmm. That man that's sitting at the door is just trying to drop a package off. He done heard you go 100. You done went and did a track and field event in your house, and it wasn't timed, and you ain't getting the medal for it. You getting cheated. You getting cheated. Exactly. Don't open that door. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. See, there's a difference. These kids nowadays, you leave their ass at the house. These motherfuckers inviting 30 other motherfuckers over there.
Damn.
She said she just had this look.
You ain't lying, Finesse, because I think my grandma had that same one.
Hey.
I promise you, if you looked over and she had that look, you better not move. You better not touch shit.
I'm going to say something that I'm probably going to get censored for, but I'm going to say it because this is my podcast. I am sure you have grown up. If you're between the ages of, say, 28, 29, I even go a stretch to say 27 to 51, 52. If you're in that age bracket, you have experienced this or know someone in your family close to you that has experienced this. Ask your cousins or remind yourself, were you ever given a key that you had to tie around your neck with one of your shoe strands from one of your old tennis shoes? And when she tied it around your neck, what did she say?
Don't you lose this key.
Or what?
Or I'ma beat your ass.
Okay. Well, shit. Something right there. I'm just saying.
Wow, really? See, I'm only going to take so many digs today.
What did I say?
Mr. Sanders.
What did I say?
I heard you.
What did I say?
You said, oh, you listened and you got something right.
No, I said you listened. That's all I said. Mm-hmm. This is a teaching moment.
Mr. Sanders.
I'm going to say this and I'm going to go on with I'm going to leave my mic alone. Mm-hmm. A lot of times what people don't realize is those connections and relationships that me and Connie was just talking about, that we were just interacting with the people listening in on Facebook. These are the nurturing connections that build meaningful bonds that we can never use as the example of how friendship should be in our real life until we get hurt, until we get lied to, until we get exposed about someone else's shit. this is when we want to go back in our toolbox and realize that these tools was given to us, even though we laugh about them, we never take the lesson from the experience.
You're right.
In order to build healthy bonds, meaningful bonds, we have to go back to our experience. And then some people will say, well, I've never had those experiences, so I don't know what you're talking about. Well, damn, you just gonna hit me like that?
Right. And well, damn. How?
So why don't you have the bonds with the people of something you don't want to experience again? You wouldn't want anybody that's around you to experience again. This is the same thing.
Yeah.
You want to build.
How'd you grow up?
Right. Right. You want to build
so
healthy.
You could get a better understanding.
If y'all can get this at church, I swear y'all would just like not go there no more.
I'm done.
I'm just saying, because at the end of the day, you are the church.
Absolutely.
You are the reason why you are doing the best things that you can do. Now, don't get me wrong. Your ancestors, you know, the Most High is always for your best interest.
Absolutely.
They didn't create you to fail. They may have created you with a few challenges, but there's always an obstacle course you can complete.
Yep.
And
There's
the only way
a
you
mountain
can
to climb.
But the thing is the only way you can complete that obstacle course
by doing it
is by training and by doing it. Not saying I'm trying to do something. We're not trying to have better connections with the people in our lives. No, we're not. Because if you're trying to, you're not making it a good enough attempt to. Because trying never could. Trying never could. How could try if all they're trying to do is try? Because if you could actually do something about it, you would do something about it, right? So to me, having these better relationships is understanding how the generational gap has kind of opened its way to make us understand we need to be able to communicate on the same level it was that we needed to communicate when we were growing up. Because when we was growing up, we was always repeating ourselves to our parents, and we was like, that's weird. How do y'all not understand what I'm talking about?
Man, that's like a damn interview.
It's
For
like,
real.
what are you talking about? Yo, yo, yo. What are you talking about?
Repeating back what your parents said to you? Man.
Yeah, that shit.
That's a whole ass interview right there. Cause you.
What did I just tell you? Wait a minute.
Repeat it back to me.
Wait a minute. This is not an Etch-a-Sketch. Stop. Stop. Okay. Sesame Street is still on, but guess what? It was on when you was raising me. So 1, 2, That's all I'm gonna get. 2 slaps on the ass, and I'm going to bed. I got you beat already.
Damn.
I just think we have to stop accepting this is just what it is. We're accepting this is what it is because we don't even know how to fix it. The way you fix and be able to have better nurturing relationships, you got to recognize that different generations have unique ways to communicate.
Oh, absolutely.
They have a unique way, which means what? In order for us to be a step ahead of our parents that raised us, that never understood why we wanted to scratch on records and break dance with cardboard on the floor, you know, and listen to our music up high because Rodney O and Joe Cooley's bass lines was slamming. It's like we wanted to hear that, but they didn't understand it. So how do we master the generational gaps that we have now currently? And it's by understanding that every generation has a unique way of communicating.
Absolutely.
Well, Ced, damn, what are you talking about, bro? Ced, really, what are you talking about? Let me turn my mic up so y'all can hear me in the back. Y'all need to understand these goddamn emojis. I mean...
What? Oh my God!
Jesus Christ.
Y'all gotta understand these damn emojis. Y'all gotta know the emojis that's in your kid's phone before you got to go Google the damn emojis and come up with 5 different dialects of what was voted in as emoji conversations. We can use common sense for a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
But I'm convinced y'all can take this with you. I'm convinced the reason why they using emojis is because they don't know how to write in cursive.
Because they don't want to spell everything out.
They don't want to write it. They never were taught cursive, the easier way to write. So guess what? They're going to use emojis. This is their fucking cursive.
Wow. I'm done.
I'm such an asshole.
I'm done.
911, what is your emergency? I hear shots! Okay, ma'am, calm down. What kind of shots?
I'm so done.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Oh, shit. Sorry, y'all. But it's the truth. We have to understand the younger generations prefer text messaging and emojis because that is mainly how they communicate, even in school.
That's their shorthand.
I'm done. It's their shorthand. Who the fuck?
I mean, really, because we had to learn a shorthand way to take notes and all that kind of stuff when we was growing up at school. I learned cursive in school. I mean,
see, this is the thing. We're not to cut you off, babe, but I got to say this. We're not providing the safe environment for our kids to even feel like they're safe in. We're sending them off to another institution that they constantly have to come home from or prepare for because they hear it on the damn news that another school got shut up. We're sending them to these fucking organizations. So why aren't we pissed off about that is beyond me. Why people can't work from home is because they are limited based off of the money statute that a lot of these businesses have. Oh, inflation goes up. Guess what? Our dollar an hour that you think you're going to get. No, we're only going to give you 25 cents. So it's going to put you what? 25 cents to $1 opposed to you actually getting that dollar is a lot of fucking money if you don't want to do the math.
yeah. And then, oh, by the way, the price of gas just went up. That same 25 cent that you got the raise. And the price of food went up. And the maintenance cost went up. Yeah. And think about your house. And the things that you have to provide for it. Electricity.
Bang, bang.
Your internet. All that shit. I'm just saying, that damn 25 cent raise is spent.
Bang, bang.
Gone.
I mean, I
Just
detect no
saying.
lies. I need that button. Producer, I need you to download that button. I detect no lies. You're right. And the way they have put us in a controlling environment to where we mentally automatically think we have to have a job because that's the responsible thing to do because that's what you were conditioned to do when you're in high school.
Yeah.
When you're in middle school, you were still learning the basics to get into the graduate program. That's the first graduate program that you go into when you go into high school, even if you didn't believe and know that.
Yep.
But people want to create these because they think it's the better thing to do. No, we need to stop. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think they realized that cursive was that dialect that was going to connect black people to black people. They didn't want to have that conversation. We already have I'm already having this dilemma with people wanting to create schools that they say is going to be up this year and ain't a brick been laid. I mean, and then we go back to understanding, do we understand the fact that Rockefeller is the one that created school, created the Board of Education, gets paid by 4 HBCUs, has a trust fund of these HBCUs to where the Rockefeller family is getting paid?
They getting paid.
Do y'all even know that?
He
Do
set
y'all even know
all
that?
shit up in trust so his family could get paid. They are all
Look up the
fed.
HBCUs that Rockefeller family has ownership of.
They're all
Okay.
fed and fed well.
I'm going to tell you right now, Spelman is one of them. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Hillman.
Exactly. They created the education system to control the people because he said, I want workers, not thinkers.
Yep.
If you was to become a thinker, your family had to be well off enough to send you to higher education. Higher education was providing the funnel that they needed to create for you to think.
Mm-hmm.
So they thought.
And they capitalized off of that.
They capitalized off of it, but what ended up happening? Black people became aware.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even say black people. I would just say the indigenous people of spirituality, which is black people, became aware.
Right.
There's white people that came aware too. Don't get it twisted. But significantly, black people became aware.
You're absolutely right.
And when we became aware, people started creating spirituality not for a opportunity for people to get the questions answered, but they went there as a means of traffic. When I tell you what traffic is, it's going to completely boggle your mind. Traffic is not what we see on the highways.
Mm-mm.
Traffic is the amount of people you have coming to a product that they need. How much traffic do you have?
Wow.
Exactly. And they have
I was just about to say, I need to read this comment out loud because one of the comments on Facebook said they have control over all the talented and gifted schools.
Period.
That is a sad reality.
Period.
It is a sad reality.
They changed the idea of.
Thank you for your comment, Finesse.
For facts. For they had the whole no pun intended. They finesse people so hard that they said, I do not want thinkers. I want workers. Going back down in the rabbit hole, we are conditioned to work. There's people that have 9 to 5s. There are people that have, what is it? Not even 9 to 5. They have 12-hour shifts. They work 7 to 7. Some people, they work them 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
They go to sleep for 12. They right back at the work at 12.
Yep. 12 on, 12 off.
When I was in the military, when we deployed, 12 on, 12 off was just like, it was just like 7 to 4.
I was just going to say, that was like easy money.
Peace was good, Sonya. Peace pies in the building.
What's up, Sonya?
I mean, it's such a reality that people do not want to understand that it's pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
People don't want to see the truth. They just want to know it. They don't want to hear it from nobody else. They just want to know it's the truth, and that makes them smarter. Regardless of where they get the information from, I just want the truth. But the problem is that you don't want the complete truth, because the complete truth pretty much opens the door to you being an asshole. Case in point, not everybody's good with money.
That's real.
Not even rich people are good with money. They just have a bigger cushion when they fuck up.
I was just going to say, that shit is real as hell. They have somebody managing their money for them.
I'm going to say this, and I'm going to be completely honest. My goal is to be the richest black man on this planet. That's been a goal since I was in high school. I wanted to be the richest African-American man on this planet. The reason why is because I want people to match everything that I've created. Nobody should have to work and suffer when it wasn't created for us to work
and suffer.
Rockefeller, when he created this shit, he created it for their principle of making money.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't teach me what I need to do to be successful, I'm not going to teach you. You're going to pay for that.
Yep.
You're paying higher education to do jobs with people that didn't have no education other than what they were told to do when they had to go to Notre Dame so they can become a doctorate in the field of what they're doing called medicine.
Yep.
They didn't have no doctrines for judge. They didn't have no doctrine to be no lawyer. If you want to be a lawyer, it was pretty much the same process. You had to have the money to pay for it, though.
Sure did.
Period. Nowadays, you still got to have the money to pay for it, but it's a lot easier to get to. It's a lot easier to get to if you dedicated and that's what you want to do. Yeah. Oh, you're going to deal with some scrutiny. Don't get it twisted.
You're right.
The world ain't perfect. Black and white can't just be black and white no more. It's got to be white or just a little bit of black, or black and just a little bit of white. It can't just be worrying about who the fuck is in there. It's just the fact there's people in there. How many black people are in there?
It shouldn't matter.
You see any white people in there? Because I don't want to be next to them black people. You know how they act.
It shouldn't matter.
I don't want to be next to them white boys. The motherfuckers been coming in there shooting at these places, man. It's stupid, man. I just want to come in here, do what we got to do, and we out.
You're right.
We still living in that society in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
We was living that way when I was in the Navy back in 1992. Don't get it twisted.
Yes.
That's a conversation that we don't want to have.
Yeah, and the sad reality is 3 years ago when we moved here, what was one of the first things that happened to us?
Oh, shit. I did a Facebook Live on that shit.
We
got racially profiled. And people say, oh, you just do it to yourself because you with a white girl. You can suck my whole fucking little pinky toe.
It had nothing to do with that.
It absolutely had nothing to do with that.
We were racially profiled damn near the minute we moved into Virginia. And it was fucking sad. 3 years ago.
Facts.
And here we are in 2023, and the shit's still happening.
Facts.
Why?
And
why?
I mean, everybody's gonna have their lane that they want to stick to and say, you know, I'm strictly this, I'm strictly that, and hey, I'm applauding you. I'm applauding you because you don't waver. But somebody that's open to not just the beauty of a person, but the language that a person is trying to speak to you, and it's not judgmental or anything else, why come you can't accept that?
Absolutely.
But I get it. I get it. Don't get it twisted. I fucking get it. I'm not asking for an exception, nor am I looking for one. So really, at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what y'all think. All I know is some people are smarter than the average bear, and it has absolutely nothing to do with who their partner is. You can accept somebody for who they are, not for all the bullshit and resumes that they're trying to spit at you for validation to belong. We all should belong. Even in our own fucking situation of races, you know, in our certain races that we have, that we are in, black, white, and whatever, we should have that acceptance. Doesn't matter who that person's with. Because you can be with the person that's in your race and they beat the shit out of you and treat you like shit. And now you have a different outlook, not on your race, but just that person or that men in particular. It could be all men. Doesn't change what you're attracted to, but it changes the dynamic of who you actually going to talk to. If y'all understand what I'm saying, it has nothing to do with race, it has everything to do with the person.
Which leads right back to the bonds and the nurturing of the connection.
Thank you. Everything has a circle of life when it comes to going down this rabbit hole. It ain't just said. I don't discuss anything I'm talking about on a podcast. I'll raise my hands up and my wife will tell you, I never discuss what I'm going to talk about on the podcast. How does she get to that means of the conversation? You have to ask her. I'm going to sip my jasmine tea.
It's called being intuitive.
No, it's called knowing your partner, the person you're talking to, the person that you with, understanding that person, and being intuitive. Because really being intuitive is the key to everything. I'm going to skip all of this because I think I didn't talked about all of that, and give y'all, because y'all twins. Hey, you absolutely right, Sonia.
Yep, been twin flaming for shit ever.
Let's not have that twin flame conversation. Let's not do that conversation. Let's write that down and say that's a conversation that we need to come back to. Please, because you know how I can go into tangents.
And that's another rabbit hole for you.
Yeah, we ain't gonna do that. So,
see what you done started, Sonia?
Family. No, she didn't start it. She didn't start it. She really didn't. I just believe that.
I'm just messing.
I know you are. I just believe, and we're going to go on as soon as I say this. I just believe that people are not compatible 100% like everybody wants to believe that they are. They're not even 80% compatible. We're all incompatible for a reason, because we're our own individual person. Now, this person may like a lot of things that you do and say and eat and everything else. You didn't grow up with him. He didn't grow up with you.
Right.
Your experiences was two different things compared to his experiences. So
you have a lot of similarities.
You got a lot of similarities. Big difference. People, I'm sorry. It's anyway, I'm not getting in this conversation. Let me stop. So moving right along, I want to say this and give a heartfelt hug to everybody that has taken the time to listen to the Facebook Live when I'm live doing the podcast, or actually have watched the Facebook Live while I'm doing the podcast live and went back and listened to an episode. I appreciate that. The numbers are going to skyrocket, and an added bonus. Damn, where's the drum roll? Okay, you just blew a whole fucking car up. Thanks, guy. So, as an added bonus, what's going to happen? I wanted some feedback to find out when I was going to do the 100th episode. So I had some time to figure out what I wanted to do in the 100th episode. I plan on doing the 100th episode on the day of the 100th episode, which is next week, Thursday. Now, I may not do it on Thursday. I may push it to Friday because I really want it to be a party. I may push it to Saturday. But I really wanted to make it a big thing because to me, it's a big thing for me. And if I can't really come up with something like that, I'll just do it. And it'll just be a big episode for me. And I'll make it that way of something that I want to talk about or been wanting to talk about. I may do it that. I might go in that direction. You never know. But I appreciate everyone for going to the store, buying gear. Everyone got their gear. Everybody was pleased. Everybody sent me pictures and everything. I plan on updating the gear website here shortly. So in a couple of weeks, I will have a new update and I will put it out on the fan page so everybody knows about it. I hope everybody's enjoying the topics that we're creating and the conversation we're creating, because really at the end of the day, we want people to have better relationships with not just themselves, with the people around them. Everything around us is just too toxic, and we live in a dark world right now where everybody is just accepting the negativity that's going on and not being able to produce the positivity that should be going on. So, you got anything for the people before we get up out of here, babe?
The only thing I have is thanks to everybody that tapped in and tuned in and joined into the conversation with us tonight. Special hand slap to the face to my partner, Mr. Sanders, for going ahead and running me through the mud today on today's episode a little bit. Appreciate you. And other than that, you know, I'm looking forward to the 100th episode. I hope y'all are too. Make sure you go and hit that bell on the That's What I Said YouTube page and Like, share, and subscribe as always.
Facts. Facts. I'm sorry, I love you. I didn't mean it as a mean
I know, I
jab.
love you too.
I know you was just being an asshole.
Yep.
So,
I can.
everybody. I love y'all unconditionally. I hope y'all got out of what I tried to bring as far as my perspective to relationships and how we should be able to understand the secret sauce to creating better ones. It's just understanding that connections with people, we have to nurture them. We can't just go right into them. Everybody's different. Being meaningful bonds with people is key. How we socially accept people in our life. If we don't understand what we're trying to build, who are we connecting to and for what? We just wasting time. We really are. If you are here to create it. Don't wait for somebody to give you an idea to create. Create what you want. Create your happiness. I hope everybody enjoyed this podcast like we always do on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one on Tuesday. Y'all caught me live and y'all see me. I got my little head thing on. I'm sorry, y'all. My hair was messed up today. No, it wasn't. I just didn't feel like showing y'all the dreads. We out. Love y'all. Peace.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Thanks for listening to another episode of That's What I Said with Cedric Sanders. Make sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode.
Bitch, what?